Start.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Erin. Hi.
Hi, Yuki.
Okay, so today I will interview you about the weather and seasons in Indonesia. And okay, let's start to the first question. Okay, so first of all, you may introduce yourself first, like
Hmm.
your name. Okay, where you live, or something else like that. You can just introduce yourself.
My name is Eren Talbert. I live in Los Angeles, California. That's on the southern part of the United States. I've lived here my entire life. I've moved a lot. I lived in Puerto Rico and I lived in New York, but I came back to Los Angeles because my dad was sick. So I'm here taking care of my dad.
Ah, I see. That's great. Actually, like you live in Los Angeles, and I heard that Los Angeles is pretty warmer than the other part of
Oh,
USA.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially that's part of the reason I didn't want to live in New York anymore because it snows and it's cold and awful. California in LA, it's mostly sunshine most of the year, so it's great.
Yeah, I mean, like so. I think it's like it's pretty much the same here, but I think
Oh,
here in Indonesia it's way more warm. Like it's warmer here since yeah. Okay, so to the first question.
yeah.
Yeah. How's the current weather and seasons there in California?
Right now, it's been California has strange weather sometimes.
Yeah.
So about a month ago, we actually had rain. We had 2 days of heavy rain. But since then, every day it's been like 80 degrees, just perfect kind of weather, even though it's the colder months. At night, it does get a little cold. It gets down to maybe like 60 at nighttime, but everybody has a heater and, AC and things. So it doesn't bother us that much. But it's been really pleasant so far.
Right. I mean, like it's currently winter, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's winter.
winter. Yeah, yeah.
Is it like snow there? Like it's
I
snow.
wish. No, there's no snow here in Los Angeles, but if you drive about an hour north from Los
Yeah.
Angeles, so maybe like 60 miles, there's a town called Big Bear and it's snowing there right now. So there's no snow where I am, but just 60 miles away, there's tons of snow. I mean, like 8 feet of snow already. But we don't have any of that here, unfortunately. I do like the snow, but only on occasions, not all the time. Does it
Yes.
snow in Indonesia at all?
No, it's not snowing
Oh,
in Indonesia at all because it's a tropical country after all. So
mm-hmm.
there are no snow here. Like for the whole year, it's pretty warm here. I think like not warm
Yeah,
at sometimes it's even hot here because it's tropical country after all.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, like winter will end on around February, right? If I'm not mistaken, like
yeah.
around
That's
February.
about.
And
Mhm.
but I think like winter doesn't like it doesn't affect LA pretty much because it's pretty warm there, right?
Yeah, because it's so warm all the time, and when it gets cold, all that happens is it rains a little bit, but it's never snow or anything, or we have to close the schools, nothing like that. Yeah.
I see, I see. And all right, so do Erin, do you have any idea about the weather in Indonesia? Like,
I don't.
mm,
I know that it gets hot.
yeah,
That's all I really know about it. That it gets very warm. I don't know very much. I don't know very much about Indonesia at all. I mean it's one of those places you hear the name all the time, but I don't know very much about it at all. Embarrassingly, I know that's shameful to say, but I don't.
it's okay. I mean, like, you might know Bali, right?
Oh, I know Bali. Yeah, I know Bali.
Yeah, it's part of
Bali.
Indonesia actually. Like, and aside from Bali, like,
Yeah.
it's like Bali is pretty hot actually. Like, and there's also like in Indonesia, there's like colder part of it and also
Hmm.
hotter part of it. And where I live, actually, like I live in Borneo. Do you know Borneo? Is it
I
like
know
island
Borneo.
in
Yeah,
Borneo? Yes, and it's really hot here.
yeah.
It's really hot. As you know, like what is it like? What can I get? I forget about it. I really bad at geographic, but yeah, like the I forget the English, but yeah, we're pretty hot here since we're in the middle of the like the Earth
Oh, the equator.
globe.
You're close
Yeah,
to the
yeah, the
equator. Yeah.
equator. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it passed like Borneo is passed by equator, so it's really hot here
Oh,
since like it's
yeah.
suns. The sun passed us. So, but there's also like colder part of Indonesia. If
Hmm.
you search Bandung is
London.
cold. Like yeah, they said that it is pretty cold here, pretty cold there, and yeah, like Bandung is cold, and even like Indonesian who go there, they say that yeah, it's indeed cold. Like so, I think maybe like many foreign people who live in like colder country, if they go to Bandung, maybe they will like adapt very well there.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's
Have you
cold.
been there to visit before?
Sadly, no. I
Oh,
never go there before. Like yeah, I mean like even as Indonesian, I like I didn't go to many places. Like
okay.
I've
Yeah.
only go to like I've only go to Bali and also Yogyakarta. Like
Okay.
that too is like a tourism city, so
Mm.
that's why I just go there. Like because it's full of tourism. Uh, Also, oh yeah, because you didn't really know about weather in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Can you guess how many seasons we have?
Hmm. I'm going to say I'm going to say one because you said it's a tropical country
Yeah.
and I'm thinking that it's warm all the time. So I'm going to guess one. Am I right?
Actually, we have two seasons. That
Oh,
is
no.
that is rainy and dry seasons. Like dry seasons is pretty much like
Oh.
summer. It's where like it's hotter than rainy season. While rainy seasons just it rains anytime. Like almost
Mm-hmm.
every day it rains, so it gets colder in rain season.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, in dry seasons, it just dry. Sometimes like the heat, it just it's really hot, and sometimes I can't
Mm-hmm.
even bear with it. Like
Ask next, what do people do, Yuki, to like cope with the heat? What do you do when it's like really hot and you're walking around outside?
walking around outside.
Yeah.
Sometimes like Indonesians people don't really like like wearing too open clothes.
Hmm.
It's not just about the culture, but it's also like people here, strangely they hate to be like they hate not hate but just they prefer like favor skin. It's just like the beauty
Mm.
standard. So
Sure.
even
Yeah.
if it's hot, very hot, when they go outside, Indonesian wear like long sleeves
Ah.
outfit, yeah, long outfit just to avoid the sun so they don't get the sunburn, or like even though it's very hot. I mean, sometimes I can't even. I wish I can go outside, like with oh my god, with thin
Yeah.
outfit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
after all, like it's the culture here that make it
Mm.
strange if you go outside with open, very pretty open outfit or pretty open
Sure.
shirt. So yeah. Moreover, I'm a Muslim, so and as you can see, I wear hijab, and
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I just cannot go outside without it, or my
Yeah.
parents will will they
Not
will
be
yeah, they will not be happy about it.
It's like that in South Korea too. Women usually cover, they wear long sleeves even when it's really hot because everybody wants to be fairer so they don't want the sun exposure. So yeah, it's all around the world it's like that. Yeah.
Yes, Indonesia is pretty much the same with South Korea. Like the beauty
Mm.
standard, they prefer
Mhm.
the fair skin. I myself, I don't have like prejudice about skin.
Sure.
Either you have dark skin or you have fair skin. I think that's still beautiful. Yeah, no matter
Yeah.
what skin you have, you're still beautiful after all. I mean, me too. I don't have, like fair skin. Like, I mean, like, in Indonesia standard, I have pretty dark skin, not dark, but I think medium skin. But
Wow.
yeah, people tell me that, oh, you should get fairer skin. But well, I think no, it's enough for me. I think I just love what I have right now. But
Beautiful,
yeah,
Yuki. You're beautiful. And you have a
yeah.
beautiful smile and you have a beautiful personality. Those people don't know what they're talking about.
Thank you. You too. Oh, we're getting out of hands. How? Yeah. The next question. Oh, it's a guess. Okay. Maybe
Okay.
can you guess what weather it is? What seasons it is in Indonesia right now? Is it rainy or dry seasons? Can you guess it? Just guess.
Hmm. Is it rainy or dry season right now? What month is it? It's January. I'm gonna say it's the dry season.
Well, it's actually it's rainy season and it
Oh,
just rain here. That's why I'm wearing a sweater because it's pretty cold here right now. So
okay,
yeah, I'm
okay.
wearing a sweater.
How long does the dry season last? I mean, how long does the rainy season last there?
Well, since it's Indonesia only has two seasons,
Right.
so for like for dry and rainy seasons, there are 6 months each.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it's like 6 and 6, like half year dry and then half year rainy seasons.
Yeah. Okay.
And since it is rainy seasons right now, so yeah, it does rain almost every day, and it's like it gets colder. Like I
Oh.
cannot sleep without my blanket. Like well,
Because it gets so cold.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
gets so cold. But weirdly, like even in rainy season, like in cold, like Indonesian usually still sleep or still like in their house, they turn on their air conditioner because
Okay.
like I don't know why if it's like it's cold, but there are people who still turn on their air conditioner at home even though it's cold.
Interesting.
Yeah, but then they wear thick cloths, just like I don't know why, maybe they just get used to it, like
It's a
the air
habit. Yeah.
conditioner. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a habit.
Exactly.
Like yeah, some like like when like when people I don't know, but I hear that people in colder country,
Hmm.
they they have this heater, I mean this heater to turn on in winter.
Yeah.
And well, I mean that's understandable because it's really cold there when winter, right? Well,
Hmm.
here when in rainy seasons, I think it's still sometimes it's still warm, and I think that's why they
Hmm.
still turn on the air conditioner.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though it's raining, it's still kind of warm in the air. So you still need
Yes.
some air. Yeah. I understand that. Okay.
Yes, but not many, like not all of people have air conditioner here. I myself in my home, I don't have air conditioner too, but we
Hmm.
have fan because well, we are not really a fan of, like a cold place. Like our family does not really a fan of cold place. So we only have fan. Also it is, like it is more cheap,
Yeah.
the bill
Yeah.
it's more cheap to use fan than air conditioner. So like many people in Indonesia, they don't have air conditioner, and
Hmm.
they're just fine because well, after all, our weather and seasons are pretty stable. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't like
Yeah.
like too cold or too hot, but and also if it's cold, we're getting used to it. Like
But yeah, you've been there, so it's
yeah,
you. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
you're teaching me so much, Yuki, that I didn't know about Indonesia. This is great.
Yeah, and also, Aaron, I mean, like, California and Indonesia is actually like pretty much the same, the weather. But
Yeah.
I already list this question. Can you, which one do you prefer, like the weather in the USA or in Indonesia?
You know what? I actually really enjoy rain, and we don't have it enough in California, in my opinion, especially the last year we didn't really get enough rain. So I would love to live in Indonesia at least for like a year or 2 years to try out the rainy season and see what it's like. Because I like humidity in weather. I like humidity. I also really like insects and bugs. And I know that in humid places, you get more insects and bugs. When I lived in Puerto Rico, the weather is kind of similar to what you're describing in Indonesia, where it's really hot outside and it's still raining. I love that kind of weather. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I would totally live in Indonesia. I've
Oh,
been in
really?
California too long. It's boring here now. Yeah. I try it out. Yeah, I definitely try it out.
Yeah, I mean, like that's human nature. They want to live like where they don't live there. I mean, like
Yeah, yeah.
they want
That's
to
like
have.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
When you said earlier, when I asked you if you had traveled to the place in Indonesia where it is very cold, you said no, but I went to Bali, and I'm thinking, wow, she can just pick up and hop over to Bali, whereas people in the U.S. are like, oh, I have to save for 10 years so I can go to Bali one day. Maybe it's like you said, it's human nature. Everybody wants to go these places where they haven't been, so it's just
Yeah,
the way the world is. Yeah.
yeah. Like humans tend to, like want to have what they don't want to have.
That's universal.
Yeah, so like every human out there, human beings out there want what they don't have. So that's understandable. So yeah, so you want to uh live in Indonesia if you give the if you have given that permission, right? So do you think you can adapt it well with the weather? I mean, sometimes Indonesia is that
Mm,
hot, especially
mhm,
when it comes to dry season. So, and it's so like dry season, it's not that humid, but it's hot. But
mm.
yeah, so do you think you can adapt it well if you live here?
I think it would definitely be a challenge. So in California, and especially in Los Angeles, the part that I live in, people dress very liberally. Like
You see?
the probably like the exact opposite of a place that's a bit more conservative, like Indonesia. I dress pretty conservatively. Like I'm usually pretty covered up and things like that. But I don't know what it would be like to live somewhere where everybody around me wears longer sleeves and I want to wear something that's a little bit shorter. Not too short, but maybe if I want to wear shorts if it's really hot one day. But I think I feel like with time you can just kind of adapt to anything, and it's not that big of a deal to not be able to wear the shorts that I want to wear and things like that. So I could definitely adapt. I think I could adapt. I might have to come to your house and use one of your fans one day, but but hopefully I could adapt. I think I could. I think I could.
Actually, like since I live in the more religious side of Indonesia, yeah,
Yeah.
so I live in a city where it's still very conservative and religious, but so yeah, I think it's pretty hard to go outside with a shorter outfit
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
without being like sometimes people see you like what is
Sure.
this like
Yeah.
whoa
Yeah.
what are she dressed with. But if you lived in Jakarta, like the capital
Mm.
city of Indonesia, it's pretty, like it's pretty not that conservative actually, like in Jakarta, since
Oh,
it's a
interesting.
metropolitan city, so
Yeah.
they're pretty free about like about how you dress. But
Hmm.
it's still, even so, there are still like people who will see you as a bad girl if you dress
Sure. Yeah.
starkly, like openly. But it's pretty, I think that it's pretty free there. You can
Hmm.
express yourself better than like in where I live
Hmm.
in,
Hmm.
since I said before, I live in a more religious side of Indonesia, in a
Yeah.
pretty religious city actually. So I think it's harder here if you want to
Hmm.
express yourself. If you like to dress, like dress with short sleeves or whatever like that, or short pants. But in a big city like Jakarta, in Java Island actually, like they're pretty, not that conservative about how you
Mhm.
dress. So it's it's an what is it, it's a perk actually, like if you are on dry seasons and you feel hot, so you just go like you want to go like pull that short sleeves. So
Yeah,
I think that will
yeah.
be pretty okay. They won't judge you as much as where I live.
Yeah, okay. Okay, interesting. Okay.
Last question, Aaron. Oh, finally, it's last question, sadly, too. What is your impression for the weather and seasons in Indonesia?
Well, it sounds like it's a warm place, but it also sounds like it's pretty nice. It sounds like the people are well adapted to the weather. It doesn't sound like it catches anybody by surprise. Could I ask you one more question before we're
Yes,
finished?
yes, sure. Just
I'm
ask me.
curious if you guys have like monsoons, tsunamis, anything like that because of the rainy weather. Do you get any like kind of like bad weather because of the rain?
Yes, yes. Like
Mm,
there are sometimes flood and of course tsunami on where
yeah,
I live. Since I live in my my city or my province is the island. Since Indonesia is an islands country, so
yeah.
we are divided by islands, and islands where I live, it's in the middle of Indonesia, so
Mhm.
we don't have we don't have sea that is uh what is it that is with the big island and big island, I mean big sea, like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like no, we don't have it. We don't have like big ocean nearly our island, so
Oh,
it
okay.
didn't tsunami here. It doesn't tsunami on where I live. We don't have any like tsunami experience here. But yeah, on
Good.
the outer island like Sumatra Island or Java Island, yeah, it sometimes there
Mhm,
are
mhm.
tsunami. Like it's because well they live in where open ocean, but
Close to
it
it.
just
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but it just sometimes, very sometimes. Do you know like Aceh? Well, there's like big tsunami actually. Like in Sumatra, it used to live. Uh, it
Hmm.
used to like in 2004. There are like big tsunami here in
Yeah.
Sumatra. In Aceh, maybe if like it's pretty well known actually, but I don't think like everybody has to know about it. But yeah, there are like big tsunami, and it's pretty like pretty everybody in the world actually like taken concern on it. But it's very long time ago in 2004. But so
Hmm.
yeah, and about the weather, like natural disaster caused by weather, I think pretty much like it's flood. Yeah, so flood,
Okay, yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
like it's the most common natural disaster here, flood. But it's just sometimes
Interesting.
a small flood. On where I live, it's sometimes just a small flood. But in other place, in other city like Jakarta, it flood often, like especially
Mm,
in rainy seasons. And sometimes it's really like damage the life, like it affects people life because of the flood. Like there sometimes the flood is even above like adult head. It's really
wow.
bad. Yeah, it's really bad actually,
Wow.
since also Jakarta is a city where it is what can I say, like it's not that high. The land is not
The
that
terrain
high.
is
Yeah,
got
the
like low
train.
terrain. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Wow.
it's it's low, so yeah, it gets flat easily. Also, since
Wow.
there are like Jakarta is like the most populated city, so I think
Mhm.
it's understandable why it gets flat easily. Since yeah, many people live there. Many people also sometimes they irresponsible people, they throw their trash in the river, so that's why it gets flood very easily
Oh
in
my goodness.
Jakarta. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad actually. But and then when the rain, like rain fall very
Yeah.
hard, like so it gets flood very easily. But here on where I live, I think there's not really much flood. Sometimes we only got flood, like as high as our foot or feet, and
Okay,
that's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just and then the next morning it will
Be gone.
like
Goes away.
disappear. Yeah, it will
Yeah,
go
yeah.
away.
Thank God for that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, I have one more question for you, and then
Yeah,
we're gonna
sure.
end. Now
Yes,
you
yes,
have to guess something, okay?
yes.
So you have to guess, Yuki. Do you know what the most popular natural disaster is in California?
Wait, I think I know it.
Okay.
Let me guess. Is it uh, what is it? Like the world of wine? What is it? I forget the name. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Like, is it? I mean, like tornado.
Not tornadoes. No, no, no. We don't get
Whoa.
tornadoes in California. It's earthquakes because
Ah.
kind of like how you live on close to the equator, we live on something called a fault line. So anytime that line is disturbed, and it's disturbed when there is commotion in the ocean, because we're so close to the water in California, anytime there's a disturbance in the water, it hits us and the whole city just shakes and shakes and shakes and shakes. So there you go. You taught me about Indonesia. I taught you one thing about California.
That's a great day, actually. Like since it's pretty much the same here in Indonesia. Like there are also
Oh,
places who like which they got earthquake.
yeah,
But
yeah,
here on where I live, luckily I live in an island where there are not much natural disasters. So I don't, like I didn't have any experience on
yeah.
earthquake, tsunami, and so on. But yeah, in other places like in Java Island
Hmm.
or Sumatra Island, they like they got earthquake, they got also tsunami, and so yeah, I think it's pretty much the same here also in
Yeah, it
Indonesia.
sounds like it.
Since
Yeah.
we're also in the ring of fire.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
you guys are in everything. Wow.
Yes, so we got many volcanoes here. We got like,
Wow.
yeah, and that's why we're also sometimes, that's it, like many natural disaster in Indonesia. But luckily
Yeah.
I don't live in in like the place where it happened. I just happen to live in where the natural disaster is not that much. So yeah, I think I'm lucky with it. So
You're very blessed to live in Borneo. That's great.
yeah, yeah, and that's our interview about the weather and seasons.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's also fun, like, but it's not also, we just don't talk about the weather and seasons. We also talk about natural disaster and like many other things. But it's really fun interview, actually. So I really want to thank you so much for joining me for this interview. That was such a fun interview, and it
It was
was
my
really,
pleasure.
yeah, it was really interesting to get to know, how someone from other country think about Indonesia weather and seasons. And
Yeah.
I also glad that you told me about, you told me about some of, things in California or in USA. And I'm also glad that, like many people interesting in, getting to know our, how, like our country. And one of them is what we talk about today, weather and seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun and interesting interview. Oh my
It
god.
was. I learned so much, and thank you so much for being so patient when I had to cancel the other day. I so appreciate it. But I want to come to Borneo now and visit and see and explore.
Usual, because we have like many interesting thing here. We have some endemic fauna and also floras here. So it's
Yeah,
really, I think it's worth the visit, I think.
absolutely. Okay.
And once again, thank you so much. And oh yeah, Aaron, happy new year. And
Happy New Year, Yuki. Have a good 2021. I hope it's
yeah,
great for you. And good luck with
you
school. I hope everything goes
too.
well.
You too. I hope you will have a great year ahead too. Thank you so much for today's interview, and I hope you have a great day and have a great year ahead. And okay, so that's it. Oh, should I say, should I end it right now? I don't want to
Yeah,
end
we
it.
right now. Yeah. Listen, Yuki, if you need anything else, you can send me a text on what was that? WhatsApp or
Telegram.
yeah, send me a telegram. If anything happens and you need something like a follow-up question, just let me know.
Yes, thank you so much. Like I hope you will have a great year ahead. Oh my god, I already said it a couple times.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a good
Have
night,
a
you.
nice day.
Bye
Also,
bye.
stay healthy too. Don't forget
Oh,
to
thank
stay
you.
healthy since
Thank
it's a
you. You
pandemic.
too. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Erin.